Hi, good morning. We're working with the SDG number one, which is no poverty. After a brief brainstorm, we decided we're working with the derived problem, which is no hunger. And after another brief brainstorm, uh, we suggest that ending food waste or at least reducing it can lead to end the hunger at least at a local context. So it's important to say that 32.76% of food is in Mexico is wasted. It is being thrown away. This quantity could feed 7.4 million people living in extreme poverty situations. So we're talking about one third of the entire food that is produced in Mexico. We're talking about millions of tons of food that could be used uh, to feed this 7.4 million of people. We're talking about 7 times the population of Tijuana, approximately. So imagine that 7 times the population of Tijuana. If we just be more responsible with our food waste. So, what are the causes? What are the main causes of this food waste? Well, there are plenty causes to this problem. Nevertheless, we're working with two main categories: the causes in the supply chain and the causes on the individual context. So, in the supply chain, we have the lack of certification, the lack of quality control standards, and efficient management of materials and products, and appropriate practices in the handling of material and products which can lead uh, to quality problems, inadequate transport, distribution, and storage systems. We're talking about fridges and that stuff. And in the individual context, we have the overrep products, excessive purchases, and improper handling of the merchandise. Now, my partner April is gonna mention the local context and the solutions.
In the local context, we have that Tijuana had 50,000 people suffering from hunger in 2019, and even though it has more than 2 million people of population, this is still a lot of people suffering from this problem. We also know that Tijuana is a medium developed city, so it is very common to see people asking for money to eat on streets. Then we have that in Baja California, up to 40% of food is wasted. And finally, we have the 14.1% of the population lacks of access to food. Then finally, we have our solutions in the supply chain. First, we have to standardize transport fleets based on the needs of the product, improve and expand infrastructure, improve capacity to manage materials produced in stocks, carry out continual quality control checks on the product, improve packaging and packing materials in practice, and finally, we have to improve the display of the product and its conservation.
With that being said, we definitely think that the solution that we are proposing, is it is possible. Nevertheless, uh, we think that food waste, it isn't just a problem anymore. We think that food waste has become part of our culture. How many times don't we leave food on our plates and we just throw it away, or we say, I'm too full for eating all of this. It has become part of the medium or high class culture. So, uh, before we reduce food waste and we change we change the supply chain, the supply chain um, habits, the supply chain conducts, we have to change our individual context first. We need to change our culture. We need to change our mentality, our our ideology. But we definitely think that it is a possible solution. With that being said, we thank you for the attention, sorry, and that's all.